how IShowSpeed became the propaganda breaker. I know a lot of y'all know about the IShowSpeed Africa tour. It's awesome. I love it. As an African myself, bro, it's beautiful, bro. It's making us look good. You feel me? Tommy NFG made a video, and let's react to it. I want to give my little opinions on it.
IShowSpeed has gone through a lot of phases in his career as a content creator. There was his 2021 era where he was getting canceled left and right. This is the year where he blew up completely out of nowhere and had zero filter on his streams.
My God. Goodness, bro. I can't believe people, oh my God, could sit through that. That joint is so loud. Like, my volume is barely up, and that thing was like eating at my ear canal, man.
Don't make sense. No, you're black! Say we the last two people on Earth, and we had to reproduce to make the world continue. Would you reproduce them?
Oh my God, that clip almost got him canceled. Well, it did get him canceled, but he managed to recoup from it somehow. But yeah, I'm glad he's matured enough not to say crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, safe to say this was a completely different person to the Speed we know now. You got 2022 to 2023 Speed, where he matured a bit and started doing IRL streams and events, where he was kind of doing anything to push the bounds and get clips, but he wasn't as wild as before.
Bro. Bro, I can't believe bro was doing this. Like, I remember watching him in this era, but I completely forgot because I'm so used to his IRL stuff. Yo, he had to do a lot of shit to come up, do a lot of crazy shit.
And you got what I would say from 2024 to now, the global known Speed, where he has these massive IRL tours planned and visits with these crazy crowds following him. He has to have at least 4 security guards surrounding him like the president, or if he doesn't, he'll get dragged out by his limbs from ferocious people in the crowd. But what I noticed from when he does these tours in different countries is that it's no longer just some streamer guy who's filming his experience. It's become a thing where people are getting their intel on how a country is and how its people are by him being there. Because what?
Yeah, it's crazy. Speed, his influence now is insane. He is bigger than most celebrities with the crowds, especially that he always creates. And on top of that, like, he's moving like the president. Everywhere he goes gets lit. There's always people chasing him. There's people trying to grab him. People trying to talk to him. Speed, sound like this. Do this. I'm just like, goodness, bro. This man, he's achieved a level a lot of streamers only dream to achieve of, and I think he's probably gonna be one of the only streamers that ever get to that level.
What other way do you get the raw input of a country more than someone walking around with a camera and just talking to random people fully live? Going to random restaurants and events where a lot of people don't even know him and interacting with them. It's to the point where people are now dubbing him the guy that breaks the quote-unquote Western propaganda hold. Showing people how a country actually is instead of whatever the f they got fed from the news or their government. And we can see this more than ever now that he started his Africa tour. Speed started his Africa live stream tour on December 29th, and his plan is to visit 20 countries in 28 days. And immediately when he announced it, already started having a panic attack. Speed! Africa? Bro, be careful there, man. We can't lose you. You might.
Yeah, like, Africa is really not that bad. It's just like any other country. There's gonna be certain regions that are terrible. Like, for example, if you go to freaking, like, some areas in the Middle East or Asia, or like, bro, there's always a bad place in everywhere. People just be saying that just because they don't really know about Africa. They just assume, oh, Africa's this poor arid place with no food, like, or no water or anything, and they got like they still live in like the 1700s where they gotta live in tribes and villages. There are some areas in Africa like that, but the vast majority of Africa is mostly developed, bro. It's like anywhere else in the world. So that propaganda with Africa is kind of crazy, man. I mean, I understood it, but I don't get why people still lean with that, bro. It's 2026. Like, you got the internet. You can literally look up what Africa is and what it looks like. Funny enough, I have a funny story. I had a friend in college. She was this white girl, right? I remember I was telling her, like, oh, like, you know, Nigeria and, like, you know, all these other countries, they have like cities, they have like houses, like super luxury nice houses. And she was so surprised. She was like, what? Like, I thought you guys lived in huts and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. And this is a college educated girl, bro. But yeah, bro, it just goes to show, like, yeah, some people they don't got it, man. They don't understand. They're very just stuck in the American bubble or where they're from, and they don't want to look outside anywhere else.
get captured by a militia group or some Somalian pirates randomly. Deadass, you can go on Twitter on the post and see how many people were scared for him and hating on him going there, which is crazy because every country he's went to has never gotten this much hate. And that's not even counting that it's before he even went. Like, you can't wait and then judge for yourself in his streams. Do you think he's seriously dumb enough to not research where the most dangerous countries are and is just going to every single place there? This should prove to anyone that in 2026, in the time where almost everyone in the world has access to all information online with a touch of a button, that propaganda will always stay locked in. These people actually believe every African country looks like an episode of National Geographic. They're gonna touch it down, walk out the airport, and start having to manhandle a lion trying to eat them, having to fight some tribal men throwing spears at them from huts. And look, I'm obviously not saying every African country is perfect and has a stable government. If Speed took one step down in South Sudan, Somalia, or the Congo, we would.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. He's not gonna survive that. Yeah, that RIP is 100% deserved. Bro is not gonna survive. Like I said, there are bad parts of every country, and those are the bad parts as of now, right now, because of the war. But yeah, RIP, bro. if he ever went down. And I'm not even trying to laugh at the what's going on in that country right now. It's terrible. But yes, it's just the reality.
We've seen Speed's face on the tombstone by now. But to generalize a whole continent with 1.48 billion people on it is hilarious. You can go on YouTube and search up footage of these countries' cities and see how it looks. It's not that hard. So far with his streams, they've been going good and everyone's been nice. People are even going up to him with custom art to give him as a gift for coming.
Bro, Chad, he made this whole art piece.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this. Dude, he literally made it with like a little mallet and then just like made tiny little fractures onto the black thing, and then boom, made Speed's face.
This whole art piece. Oh, you can feel it too.
It's like a mirror.
He made a whole art piece with this little hammer right here.
Yeah, that's so tough. The face. My mom's got a homeless.
This usually some they do after somebody dies in commemoration, but they love this man so much they got him painted on street walls. Because to them, him coming and showing off their country and how normal it is means so much to them. They already know how many people still think Africa is dirt huts and riding donkeys, so it's refreshing seeing someone as big as Speed to show it's not. There isn't a single person either that did something weird like making fun of him for being a black American and not knowing his lineage. And with all this footage we've got so far, people have now started to compare this with his tour in Europe, which overall I would say was still pretty good and positive, but the amount of racism he faced was
night and day.
Yeah, deadass. Like, I've noticed, especially when it comes to the tours, when he doesn't do in the like, or yeah, you get the point.
Could say since he's in Africa, he technically can't face racism because it's the same people as him. But if you're African, you know exactly how serious them tribes move and get. If your ass identifies as the wrong tribe in a certain area, they will not take it too kindly. Racism is like the first layer of things, but when you peel it back, there's always something that ends up being the replacement. Shoot, look at America. People always forget that damn near every immigrant group was hated on when coming in, even if they were white. The Irish or the Italians or the Greeks, it doesn't just happen at the skin level. But it's all positive experiences for Speed, and no one bring up anything weird like that. Meanwhile, in Europe, there was random fans coming up to him, not even saying hi, and blatantly saying the N-word to him. Doing all types of weird.
That's actually kind of crazy. Hey, Speed, N-word. Like, they just wanted to get a reaction. Honestly, people that do that just want to get a reaction out of you. They just want a funny clip. They're really not being. I mean, I don't know if they're being serious, but they're just being stupid.
Weird racial stuff to try and get a reaction out of him.
Luke,
Yeah.
can you go? Bro, stop playing with me, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Monkey hollering is fucking wild, bruh. I'm sorry, I would have hopped up. Nah, I wouldn't do shit. I'd probably just keep doing what Speed was doing, playing with the tennis ball. But nah. But I would have at least tried to address it. But if you address it, they're only gonna keep doing it more. It's fucked up.
Imagine going to the grocery store, spending money on a banana just to throw it at your favorite streamer. And I don't care what anybody says, that shit is weird as f. You'll get people like, well, they don't know any better. The words don't mean much in their country. Or, aw, man, Tommy, you can't take a joke and troll. Come on, man, you're such a snowflake.
Nah, bro, they know fully what they're doing.
If they know it's bad enough to get a reaction out of him that's angry, then they should know it's a bad thing. I get confused seeing this because I would never go up to a random famous person vlogging here and say a slur in their nation to get their attention. Like, if you're having one of the biggest creators on social
What is dog bees? What is that?
media right now, touring your country and giving it exposure, the last thing you want to do is give a bad look for you and your people. There was also a lot of nice fans he met there, and I'm not saying it's everyone doing it there, but this trend happened in every country. Even in China, he was getting stuff thrown at him. It's so funny too, because you'll have a group of racist people talk about how Africans have no civility in class. Meanwhile, this is the treatment Speed gets in Europe. The only country he got dragged by
Yeah, people like to say Africans are, you know, like, no, I wouldn't say tribalistic, but they like to say that we're like not developed. And then you got people acting like this when they see a regular black person or something. It's just stupid. They're acting like monkeys themselves.
His hair out was in Europe. I can almost guarantee you a white person that travels to an African country won't even get 5% of what Speed got in his Europe streams.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a vlogger that's white from America or the UK go to an African country, you always see the people welcoming, giving them gifts, teaching them their cultures and dances. I guarantee Speed felt some type of way leaving certain countries there, because I know I would. Some people were even worried on his trip because at times he looked depressed and like he didn't even want to be there. It's one thing trying to say jokes on the internet and get a rise out of somebody without being in person. It's another thing being in person and doing that same thing. Like, that's so degrading to feel like as a human. If I saw a bunch of these little kids making monkey noises at me, I'm gonna teach them what would happen in Chicago if they did it.
Bro, I'm sorry. You would not do that, Tommy. As much as I would love to do it too, there's way too many of them. The best thing you can do in that situation is just shut up. You can address it. I mean, but addressing it is only gonna do so much. People are only gonna choose to listen if they want to. And if you got a huge crowd doing that, what are they gonna do? Not listen. Because they already had the ideas. Like, they're just trying to grab a reaction out of you. And you doing that will give them a reaction. But I know he's joking. It's just like that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Now we could talk about China, which happened some time ago. Honestly, even I was shocked at how much emotion he had there. I might have fell for the propaganda myself.
Like, what is this, bro? Who is he? Who does he think he is? Michael Jackson? What? He's moving like Michael Jackson. Some people might say it's blasphemy when I say this, but come on. Who the hell else is literally pulling crowds like this? I'm not saying Speed is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has his own legacy. He was a great artist, big at the time, did what he had to do. That's that. He got his own legacy. But I'm saying Speed is like Michael Jackson in the sense of his influence. Because look how big bro is, man. Like, China censors a lot of their internet content, bro. So for them to even know what an IShowSpeed is, I'm not saying that they don't, but it's like their YouTube and their TikTok, all their algorithms on different platforms is completely different from ours. So for them to know Speed, they would probably have to go out their way to see his content or something like that.
Too, because I'd be forgetting they still know American content creators and watch them. I thought the great Chinese firewall was ironclad, but apparently a lot of people in China just watch YouTube by turning on a VPN. And also, he got
Yeah, see, exactly. Because it's just like their YouTube is blocked. They don't have like the regular YouTube we have to. So they gotta do other things to get around it, like I was saying.
Posted so much while he was in China on Chinese social media that he became a celebrity in that short time he was there. In 3 days of being in China on Chinese TikTok, he got 2.3 million followers.
Oh, that's crazy. Nah, Speed is him. I'm not gonna hold you. That's barely a fraction of China's population. Because China has over 1 billion people. Like 2 million compared to, 1 billion? Yeah, that's 1%, 2%. That's barely a fraction of China's population. I mean, obviously all of China knows about Speed because of everything that happened. But now imagine like if all like the amount of people that use the internet regularly on China followed Speed, bro. Bro would easily have as much subscribers as Mr. Beast on whatever platform that is. He'd probably at least get 300 million followers.
Some people there ain't even know him. They just took a pic with him because they saw everyone doing it. Restaurants there were advertising that Speed visited on posters, so
yep, it's a flex there, bro.
People would eat there. With China streams, what broke the so-called Western propaganda, at least to my view, is the fact that America and other places are supposed to be seen as the most advanced technological places. Yeah. And when Speed went to China, people saw how it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Nah, when it comes to technology and STEM, like science, technology, engineering, and math, China's on top. America's only behind because we focus on other stupid shit like guns and war. The only reason why America is quote unquote on top when it comes to everything and everybody following us, like, because everybody follows Western media and Western like the West influences the world, is because we have nukes, we have guns, we have all this shit, bro. Our military is top tier. That's what America is good at, and that's why a lot of countries are scared of us. Because look, I mean, if they don't respect you, you gotta have them respect you by fear. That's the only reason why we're on top. If it wasn't for our guns and the nukes and the military and all that shit, we would be cooked. That's why China's beating us, because they're focusing more on other things. They're focusing on development, actually advancing the world, bro. Like, they got these robots that can move like real steel, like you can move and then the robot moves as well. And then they also got like flying cars that are trying to be released. They're actually releasing them soon as taxis, so you can literally call up a Chinese Uber and then boom, you can just fly to the next city. Like, it's so tough. And then their phones, don't get me started on that. They got more space. They got better processors. They got better advancements with their phones. Have y'all seen their Hawaii phones? There's a reason why they're blocked in fucking America, bruh. Like, anyways, let's let Tommy yap. Let me not yap. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna make a trip to China one day, just cause like they're on top when it comes to all that.
Not only have high-speed rail subway stations through damn near the whole country, but he could still stream in the subway with 5G Wi-Fi and had no connection loss. The fact they got good Wi-Fi built up enough in the subway so he can stream in HD is already advanced as hell. And in almost any city in China, he showed that you get full 5G Wi-Fi for free. I'd be scared to connect to
for free. Man, let America try to do that too. They're gonna be like, so you have to pay like $15 an hour. It's just for the service fee. Like, shut the fuck up.
airport Wi-Fi here, let alone a city Wi-Fi. I feel like I'm gonna wake up one day after connecting to airport Wi-Fi and see a Mossad agent looking at me through some spyware. People also didn't know how good Chinese cities looked until Speed started showing them, which once again is literally one search on Google to see. But throughout his streams, he was showing drone footage of the biggest cities there, which do look insane.
This is crazy. Oh my God. This is crazy. Show the whole city. Tell Taylor switch back real quick.
Taylor, switch back to us real quick for a minute.
The wild thing about all this is because he was showing their cities on stream, he started to get accused of being a Chinese spy and operative trying to do propaganda for the country, to the point where his cameraman had to make a statement saying they've gotten $0 from the Chinese government. It's not like Speed went on his stream every day and was like, the empirical rule of Xi Jinping is the greatest, most amazing rule with zero corruption and there are no problems in this country. To the internet, if he isn't a staunch critic of the Chinese government 24/7, then he might as well be a spy. You never see this criticism when someone from another country visits America. It's always the opposite way. Two things can be true at once. China has good technology and actually, you know, invests citizens' tax dollars into the people. And has at times government corruption where the people can't do much to fight against it. The people there
Yeah, the people there care about innovation and making a better country. The people here, all we care is about businesses, profits, money. Hibble dibble. Yes, exactly, Oreo. Hibble dibble. All we care about in America is money, bro. Why do you think we're not focused on engineering as much or all these things that are important? All we care about is money. And then the only time we ever care about healthcare is if insurance and other facilities are making money off of it. It's just money. Like, why do you think insurance here is so fucking expensive? And, you know, healthcare is so expensive. It's all a business, bro. You go to any other country, the healthcare is cheaper because they focus on other things. And on top of that, like, bro, imagine you're dying and then the last thing you gotta do is like spend fucking 50 grand just to stay alive. Like, then you might as well just die at that point afterwards, because you're gonna spend the rest of your life slaving away, killing your body just to freaking just to pay off that debt. It's like you either die one way or you suffer and die another way. America, unless you're rich, man, you're cooked. That's why you gotta just not get yourself in a position like that, or else you're gonna be stuck in a tricky situation. And unfortunately, not everybody has the position to obviously, you know, step forth to a different financial bracket or ladder, because if you start off poor, it's much harder to become rich or than somebody that was middle class, and vice versa. Like, yeah, it's a whole hierarchical thing with that, but it's, yeah, America.
Also did the same thing, showed him love by giving him gifts for even coming. I feel like if he was being paid by the Chinese government as propaganda, the American government would have found out and exposed him for it by now. You don't think the CIA was already watching every move he was doing there?
Sure.
They probably had a custom task force assigned to Speed to see everything he was doing in China. People may not notice it, but creators have fully taken over how the public perception is on global issues. Before, when it was just news channels, it was way worse because you got one perspective.
Yeah, news channels are so biased because obviously they gotta make money by you clicking on their headlines, so they have to make it as polarizing and left or right leaning or crazy as possible. Nowadays, content creators, we're essentially journalists. We give our own personal opinion and sometimes unbiased, so we should really show how it is. But these guys, nah, bruh. They're also driven by profits and attention.
Most of the time was biased. Also, the people at these news channels could be paid off too, and without social media, it was way harder for the public to find out. The main way people's minds used to change is big actors or musicians showing different places. MJ was the real master at this. It was a part of why he was so big. And nowadays, it may start off with something simple like Speed visiting Africa or China and someone seeing something cool there. Then that person doing their own research and deciding to visit after realizing it's not as bad as they were told. Anyways, it's gonna be all for now.
It's good that Speed is exposing the world and he's showing what is true and what isn't, because the internet needs to be, we're connected, but I feel like obviously because of like all these heuristics that we come across each other, we're divided by all these assumptions and heuristics. So it's good that Speed shows what the world really is like with his content. But yeah, that was a really good video.